Hi, I'm Scott Soffier, Sergeant of the Traffic Unit here at the Evanston Police Department. The Public Safety Drone Team started back in 2019 as a result of a collaborative effort between retired Evanston Fire Chief Scott and myself. I spoke with Fire Chief Scott at a conference that we both attended, and he asked about the police department's interest in teaming up with the fire department for a drone program. We saw lots of uses on both the police and fire side for public safety and officer safety purposes, and we started this program by submitting a grant request through the Cook County Department of Homeland Security. The first step in this process was the achievement of the grant that we submitted for through the Cook County Department of Homeland Security. This grant amounted to just over $7,000 and allowed us to purchase both equipment and train 4 pilots, 2 from the police department and 2 from the fire department. From there, we worked on collaborating together for future trainings between police and fire, both for indoor and outdoor applications of the drone. Since our initial purchase of the drone and the training of those 4 pilots, we have trained additional pilots both on the police and fire side as recently as April of 2022. What we plan to do moving forward in the future is to collaborate together on monthly trainings and work on the efficiency of the deployment should we need to utilize a drone for any public safety purpose on either the police or fire side. The drone has been utilized several times since the inception of the program. The drone has flown out at Lake Michigan to assist the fire department in locating those who are in need of water rescue. The drone is flown at fire scenes, and the drone has also assisted both in the search for a missing juvenile who is thought to have possibly entered the McCormick Channel near Dempster Street, as well as evidence collection in the aftermath of a couple of major incidents. It should be important to note, however, that the police department strictly abides by the Illinois Freedom from Drone Surveillance Act. There are several statutory guidelines in which we can and cannot fly the drone, and all pilots are aware of that prior to ever utilizing it in the field.
Hi, I'm Captain Darren Darty from the Evanston Fire Department, and I'm here today to talk to you a little bit about our drone program, what we've done with it so far, where it came from, and where it's going. We started about 2.5 years ago under our former fire chief, Brian Scott, and he was a big believer in the technology, saw some applications as far as fire department work would go, and was able to fund the purchase of a drone and the necessary training to operate the drone through a grant from Cook County. Since that time, I'm the chief pilot of the Evanston Fire Department, co-developer of the program. As of right now, I'm the only pilot on the fire department, though we have 3 more pilots in the works. Part of my job with that has also been to instruct increased members of the police department so that we can have a robust public safety response with the drone. As far as deployments go, the most common job that we've used the drone for would actually be our water rescues. It's been quite a bit of help to be able to launch the drone to get a closer look at swimmers in distress or a boat in distress, or occasionally even search for missing swimmers, missing boaters, that kind of thing. Some other uses of the drone that could potentially come in handy would be at hazardous materials response. The drone actually has infrared capabilities. It can pick up different heat signatures. It can see at night, but it can also see the difference between smoke coming off of a building and something like a toxic chemical. So talking a little bit about the drone that we've purchased, the fire department, the police department, the public safety drone team, we utilize the Mavic 2 Enterprise Flir model drone. It has a range of roughly 5 miles, although that doesn't work in urban environments. We can get pretty far out over the lake with it. It has an infrared camera that can spot heat differences. That's allowed us to look for boats on the lake. That allows us to search for missing people at night. It allows us to track the process of firefighters on a rooftop. It allows us to examine temperature differentials for a building that's on fire. We can actually see the different sides of maybe the fire's on the north side of the building, and we can just see that temperature difference without actually having to cut a hole in the roof. And it actually allows us to do a lot more reconnaissance without putting firefighters in dangerous situations. One of the things the drone is not used for and is not actually well equipped to do is to fly around randomly looking in people's backyards. We don't do that. The camera is not oriented in that direction, and we're actually prohibited by local, state, and federal law from activities that violate people's constitutional privacy. That's something I take very personally, and I think that's something that the other pilots in the program also take very personally. Some of the deployments we've used the drone for that might actually surprise people is we've used it to monitor things like traffic during the recent gas giveaways. And we've also used it to support other city departments, such as the building standards and maintenance. We recently flew the drone to examine various areas of water damage on the City Hall building, and were able to actually pinpoint with city staff where exactly their engineers needed to go to look for damage. And instead of spending thousands of dollars and lots of hours on scaffolding rentals, we were able to just go there in the morning, launch the drone, and take about 25 pictures that really led them in the right direction. So it's been exciting to be part of this drone program and to see the technology evolve. One of the things I'd personally like to see the direction of the drone team go is for something even as simple as a water rescue. Some of the newer drones available out there actually have a cargo capacity where we could literally attach a life jacket to the bottom of the drone and send it out quite a distance and drop off like an emergency supplies, a life jacket, a radio, anything, to somebody who is in distress out on the lake, instead of having to wait to launch a boat or the wave runners. The technological aspects of being able to rapidly recon a building, rapidly evaluate a scene in such a way that we aren't necessarily having to put people's lives in jeopardy is huge. And I think that the police side will see similar capabilities as the technology grows and improves.